This place is messing with my mind. Oh, great, there are bugs on my screen. That's not going anywhere. Resonation is... Oh gosh. The kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted, and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. Gosh. Ah, here we go. Here's the orb piece. Let me see here. Oh, looks like there's no attaching those things. Okay. Let's see if I can go the right way this time. Yay! It had gone too far. The man was suffocating and he could no longer breathe properly between the lashes. And that's as far as I read. Oh my gosh, that scared me.
Hi, you again.
Yes, hi. And maybe find a container in the process. What did I? Oh, right, is the meat that I picked up before. There's no Danum. Nothing else particularly special. A Gripple Channer's wire. Wire taunts me from the other side. I trusted him with my true reason for my efforts, and still he insists on me releasing Agrippa. How an enlightened man can show such lack of compassion in a seat of power disgusts me. I can't bring myself to part from Agrippa, as he is and has been for centuries my only link to the worlds beyond. Wire claims he tries his best to release me from my banishment, but that he needs me to give him Agrippa first so he too can help. If he could guarantee success, I would happily oblige, but how am I to part from him if my return might be denied? I know what they are capable of. I have seen their deception. Optimism is a most hopeless feeling, but I must retain it. I shall prepare for his release. To release Agrippa without killing him, Wire told me to feed him a tonic made from a paralyzer, vitae, and Tempter. The poisonous fungi should work as a paralyzer if I can find the internal gland from a large specimen. The choir seems to be a fertile grounds for this sort. I should then be able to extract its contents with the proper tools. The vitae could be extracted as usual from any agonized human victim's blood. I just need large amounts to distill it properly. Remember to collect this during the next torture session. Tempter, on the other hand, will prove more difficult. I don't think it exists in this world. Simply writing the word with these letters looks wrong. I believe it's a property of the secretion in the water-dwelling cairnk. I will have to address Wire with this, as he will have to supply me with a host. Also, a properly prepared well should suffice to contain it. Hold on. Secretion, water dwelling. That must be the mucus on the bone. Then vitae from the victim's blood. That'll be what I get out of that one torture room whenever I find the container. And poisonous fungi I should find in the choir. Okay. Yeah. That useless memento. Again. To the choir. Something died inside of him that day. Watching that man slip away was more than his mind was willing to handle. Ooh, very well lit. Very nice. I like well lit. Until the monsters show up, then I prefer the dark. Oh gosh.
August 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions. Hurry. No time to spare. You have to kill another. Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh. Do it. Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil. A cold-blooded killer. Hurry. Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Take the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come. Please, I didn't do anything. Paint the man, cut the lines. Paint the man, cut the lines. Please, the man cries. Now you see. I did well. One life for another. You hear me, guardian of the orb? I did all this for you. Now, once more, withdraw your shadow from my domain.
Did I do that? Oh, gosh.
Alexander, there isn't much time. I can feel it. We must act swiftly. I will do whatever it takes.
So I don't get to keep the knife, unfortunately. Didn't expect to, but... Was that there before? And the bugs. Again. That would certainly be an interesting cut. Anyway, moving on. I remember this part. I remember that the monster shows up a lot. I'm honestly really worried right now. Such filth, he thought. Good men can safely cheer their departures. Where am I being pointed and why?
What are my intentions, Daniel? Salvation. It used to be yours, but now you only seek misplaced revenge. How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain and death. If you had accepted your fate and submitted to the orb when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
Oh, shoot. I'm just gonna, you know, run. Huh, hiding place. Oh, well, that was easy. Following the perimeter is always a good idea, as proved by the fact that I just found something.
The wheel is good for keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
This is... I'm gonna say it again, by no means sane on any level. Red, purple, green, and black. Its texture and color are constantly changing. Over here. And the memories. Actually, I don't know what these things are. The murderer's limbs were tied to the spokes of the wheel. They turned the wheel slowly, but with intent, so the rope secured around his leg stretched and cracked the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took a hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy. And a line of blood right to the hammer. was something about harvesting. What was it? This one? The poisonous fungi should work as a paralyzer if I can find the internal gland from a large specimen. Just poisonous fungi. Oh, tinderbox. Oh gosh. These sounds are certainly not going to be helping my sanity in real life. There it goes. Shuffling away. Come on. Why could I get up the first time but not now? There we go. And jump. And drop.
Find her!
Fungi. She's quite soft, which should be possible to break open. Wait a second. Oh, gosh. I still have the glass jar. Or is it a still? I don't know. Probably. But there's the poison gland. Why did I not see that I had the glass jar earlier? That's a huge fail. The traitor did not know what to think of the brass bowl as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass chamber and traveled through the complex instrument, which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull bellow. Come on. There we go. It's, as I've said before, horrible. Yeah, whatever. No real need to stick to the perimeter. Well, I should say the very edge. Can't hurt though, especially with a monster around. That should be the last room. I need to get back across first. And I'm not seeing any bridge. Ah, here we go. And this is taking a while. So, speed it up. Though, what could that possibly lead, and what is the point of it?